Today we're going to be going over how to make a full arranged Schranz track. I'm going to be talking about every single element as well as the arrangement. To go along this video, you can get this full template that you just heard in the intro. It's literally a full 7-minute track template for Ableton. Links at the top of the description on my website. Definitely go grab that. It's an awesome template. It'll take your tracks to the next level today. Plus, it really helps support me. Thanks for the support, guys. And let's dive in. Alright, so first thing we got going on would be the main drums. Right, obviously that's a lot of what we're hearing in Schranz. It starts here with the kick bass. So I got this kick. You can see I made it a little shorter because there's like that peak there, so I was trying to make that kind of disappear. And then we've got the Schranz rumble. So to make this, what you do is you're basically putting together like a few different layers and then saturating them. So what's happening is it starts with just a nice rumble. Right, we got this kick, it's just doing 16th notes and it's just like in the middle of the sample, so it's very bassy. You want this where it's not like a reverb rumble, you want like a very steady, fat rumble like that, right? And you notice throughout the whole track it plays every time that the kick is playing. So we've got that, and then over top of that I have this percussion. So this is actually a rave loop that I made. You guys know about these rave loops we use for these styles a lot? So you see we got all these little percussive layers, right? Like it starts with like this, you know. Little break beat. Some percussion and a drum rack and then a shaker. So you put that all together and then it's being saturated. And you can hear you get this really crunchy percussion and it's going to start to push up against the bass. Particularly once we do some group processing. So then the last layer in there is we've got this breakbeat. So you can hear it's all grooving together like that, and then we distort that as a group. And see, just putting a little saturator on there just already gives it that like heavy crunch. Low pass it a tiny bit. And then sidechain, and it fits perfectly under the kick. Then on the whole kick, we got a bit of processing as well. So there's a bit of a low cut. Just cutting out some nasty subs. We got a bit of dynamic tube. Bit of saturator, just trying to sort of glue these all together and crunch them a little bit. And then we have this high pass filter which comes on throughout the track, right? Just for some transitions. And then at the end, we're converting the whole thing to mono. Very important. Then we have the drums. So it starts here with like the main hi-hat. I have this crunchy rave loop where I've taken one of these. And you can see we're distorting it quite a bit and then I'm high passing it. Side chaining. There's this rave loop made from scratch. So again, it's that same thing where you just put together the layers. We got a little kick, we got a little hi-hat, we got a little clap. And then like some extra shakers. And then I've got that with this auto pan. So it kind of bounces off the kick, right? We got this one, which is a bit of drum rack percussion. And then I've distorted it and filtered it. And then a few more rave loops stacked up together. And then the ride. Then on the whole drums, I've got a little bit of processing. So there's a low pass filter, which just makes this kind of disappear in some of these parts. And then we've got a new technique actually. So we get this vocoder. So here's without it. With it. Without it. With it. So you can see it just adds a little bit more like high-end kind of sparkle to it. We got a little bit of saturation. Make it a little bit more crunchy, a little bit more Schranz. And there are all the drums. So once you get that kick and bass and these drums set up, you can go and kind of build, you know, the rest of the track over it, right? But this gives you the foundation. So first thing we got here after that would be this little drum synth rack. So it's a drum rack in Ableton with these drum synths that I tweaked a bunch. I can see we distorted it and filtered it a little, so it kind of makes this nice like groove over that. And this is common in a lot of Schranz tracks. Like that little kind of just sort of bouncing in and out groove while you have the drums like. Then we have these break synths which start with this. So it starts with this cello here, right? Very epic and cinematic. What's happening here is we're in the key of C minor, but it's not starting on C minor. We have like a D sharp here in the root, right? And we have the C up top, actually. Now, the other thing is it kind of breaks the key because every note here is like a C minor scale note, right? Like this is the minor third, fourth, fifth, sixth, root, ninth, minor third, ninth down there, except for this B. It kind of sticks out, but it sticks out in a very good way, right? When we hit that, you can hear. It gives it this like dark, epic, cinematic sort of feel. Now, for the actual sound on this, it's just this staccato cello here. I've got it sidechained a little, and there's also a low pass filter to make it disappear. We've also got this pad here playing the same MIDI. Right, so what it is, it's this very simple operator patch. It's just a bit of FM happening. But you can see it's completely reverbed out, so it creates this really nice kind of textured pad that sits really well. With the cello, we got that side chain. That also comes back later in the track too, like. Kind of makes it a bit more exciting there when it's just hard drums. Then there's the respace, kind of defining the chord progression. And you see, by having that start on the root note, right, because the cello doesn't, this is the only thing starting on that C, it establishes that this is C minor. Now, for the actual sound, this is made with wavetable. It's a saw wave, and then this sort of like saw square. We've got a bit of unison, some erosion to make it a bit crunchier. And then we're just cutting out a bit of sub, converting it to mono, actually, so there's not any like stereo issues. And then we're low passing it to make it come in and out of the track. The last synth here is this little pad. Right, so you can hear this again, just creates that sort of cinematic vibe. It's playing off of the cello really nicely. It's really droning this C, just that one high C the whole time. And then there's just like a fifth, ninth, minor third, another ninth, you know, pretty simple stuff, but it's gonna play really well with these other elements. Now, this is made with analog. It's a saw wave and then a square wave an octave down. They're both going into this filter with a bit of key tracking, a little envelope on it. Then we've got a bit of vibrato, a ton of reverb, and then a low pass filter to kind of just bring it in. Then we've got the vocals. So you can hear these are just these vocal samples. It's a few different ones that I kind of put together. Like it's this one. Those three vocals I put together to create this. See, and then we're just pitching it, taking little pieces. But you can create a full vocal with a few little snippets like this, right? And then it's just how it works melodically against those other elements. Right, it fits really nicely with those. Now, this is being high passed, a bunch of delay and reverb to make it really full. Sidechain, I got a utility kind of making it disappear in the middle there, and then another high pass because the reverb and delay sometimes can add that. And then we've got this vocal. So that's just the I Can Take It, and then I've taken that and just gotten it really nicely warped to the grid here, so it's really tight like that. We got a bit of delay, a bit of reverb, which is being automated to come in right through this break. We got a sidechain volume automation with this utility to make it kind of disappear a little. Auto pan, which comes in and then that makes it sound sidechain. And also this high pass, because in the break here, and then when it drops, you want this to be a bit high pass. You don't want it to be so like low mid-range in your face. Then we got these break beats. So it's 3 break beats that fit together really well layered so that they won't clash. So we got like this one, and then this one. So they're all very different, and then you put them together and they create a really good texture and also a good groove. They're all playing different patterns, but it fits together to create something really nice. Right, so we got that, and then we have this little impact kick. Right, you hear that throughout the break. So this is just this kick, and then it's being reverbed and low passed. So kick, reverb, low pass, and then mono. And it just creates a nice little impact. Then, other than that, we just have a few little noises. We got like this one, this riser. Yeah, simple stuff to make these parts of the track hit really hard. And there we are. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this full track template. It's fully arranged. Everything is there, ready to go for you for Ableton. Links at the top of the description. Don't miss out, guys. It's a really great template. I promise if you grab this, you're going to make better tracks today, instantly. There's not much you can do that will do that. This really will. Plus, it really helps support me. If you guys enjoy these videos, it helps keep me going so I can keep bringing you guys more every single day. Thanks for the support, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.